Good evening. Welcome to the August 13th, 2019 Parks, Recreation, and Culture Board meeting. Call the meeting to order and start with Jackie to do the roll call.
Okay. Mrs. Meyer.
Here.
Mrs. Fulcher.
Here.
Mr. Tips. Here. Mr. Corbett and Mrs. Heaton are not with us this evening.
All right, thank you. I'd like approval of the agenda. Someone to make a motion.
I move to approve the agenda.
And I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. The agenda's approved. And also, you have the minutes in front of you if you'd like to take a look, and then I'll take a motion to approve those.
I make a motion to approve the agenda. The minutes.
The minutes?
Sorry, the minutes.
And you second? Okay. And all in favor?
Aye.
All right, thank you. We have a scheduled visitor tonight. We have Kara Maynard with the Dayton Area Wild Ones, if you'd like to step up to the podium. And
Good evening. I have a USB drive. I have a couple slides to share with you guys tonight. I brought my computer. All right, this just might work. Technology's not my thing, my husband's thing. He's in IT, so I just do plants. So my name is Kara Maynard. I am the project coordinator for the Dayton Area Wild Ones. The Dayton Area Wild Ones is one chapter of the larger Wild Ones, which is a nonprofit organization that has chapters all over the country, okay? And this partnership between Beavercreek and Wild Ones has been really wonderful. I want to start off with saying that it's been a pleasure to work with Zach. It's been a pleasure to work with Nate and Yancey and Dakota on site. They've been really fantastic, so we're really happy with how everything's going. So the mission of the Wild Ones is to promote environmentally sound landscaping practices to preserve biodiversity through the preservation, restoration, and establishment of native plant communities. What is that really saying? Wild Ones educates people on the importance of native plants for the health of the environment and everything living in it. Wild Ones' goal is to get more native plants in the ground in all landscapes: homes, businesses, schools, and along roadways. So parks would be included in that. So I met Zach on site in February, and we met about a different project actually. And I said, so, hey, that project wasn't going to work out at the time. And I was like, what are you doing with this area over here? It looks pretty blank. And he said, well, actually, we do want to do something. And I said, well, we'd love to help you with that. Wild Ones will come up with a design, and we'll help you install it. And he said, great, let me see what you come back with. So we have the upper area that's right there near Beavercreek Station on the previous slide. And then this is just running along the stretch of path that leads to the bike path there on the right. So this is the plan that we came up with. I designed the initial plan and then brought it to the Wild Ones meeting for everybody else to approve and edit to come up with the best plants for that space, okay? So what we wanted to do was create a landscape that translates to the average homeowner, okay? So right across the bike path, here, let me show you. We have this beautiful wildscape, okay? This is the Beavercreek Wetlands Association Hagenbaugh Reserve. Hagenbaugh Reserve, okay? It's managed by Beavercreek Wetlands, and it's also a Monarch way station. And it's gorgeous. I love it just like that. But it's not necessarily readable as like a landscaped planting, even though landscaping is going on in there. They do a lot of wonderful things in there. But we wanted to create a design that the average homeowner could see it and say, yes, this is a garden, So that's what we were doing with this. Mulch, large groupings of plants, all native, all Ohio natives, drought tolerant so that they could get beaten up by the sun there. But, again, we just wanted to make sure that these plants, we wanted to showcase them in a mulched kind of setting. So this is our foil, you know, right across the street, the wildscape, and we're extracting different species of plants from that area, and we put them in that garden bed. So after the summer, we had quite a few weeds, and then there was the tornado and everything, so, you know, we had a lot of weeds. The Beavercreek guys came in, they cleared out all the weeds. Our people came in, we cleared out daylilies and some ornamental grasses. We transferred the daylilies over to the islands at the Beavercreek station parking lot, so they wouldn't go to waste. And then this is what it looks like now. This is today. I went over there, we put in 2 by 2 inch plants, 300 so far. We have another 60 to 80, I can't remember, that the grower is still growing. So 2 by 2 inch little plants, and this is how big they are now. Let's see. And the reason why there's flags is because we wanted to make sure that we could do a good turnover with the Parks and Rec guys, because they don't necessarily know what all of our native plants look like, especially when they're, you know, like tiny blades of grass. I mean, it's pretty easy to weed those out. And so we put in the flags, and it's been very successful, because even for those of us who know what a native plant looks like, it makes us much more efficient. We can just get in there and we're like, doesn't have a flag, all right, pull it out. So it's been really, really good. And so these are first year plants. So like I said, they were very small when we put them in. But some of them are already starting to bloom, which, you know, gives you kind of a sense of like what it's going to look like next year and the year after. Over on the left, we have a really cute little flower, and it's called purple Prairie clover. And it's just really interesting and neat. We have purple coneflower down on the right, on the bottom. Everybody knows purple coneflower, and it's a native plant. It's a great plant. At the top, we have Ohio Spiderwort, another great plant. We have had a lot of volunteers on this project. Wild Ones volunteers, Beavercreek Wetlands volunteers, you know, came and helped with this project. Just some random people who were walking by and saw us working and said, would you be here tomorrow? And they came and helped. We had this 8-year-old kid, Ian, who came and he helped us. He's a Beavercreek resident, and I was like, this is great. I love this. And we also had some notable volunteers like that you may know their names. Hope Taft, the former First Lady of Ohio, is a Dayton Area Wild Ones member and a volunteer. She helped schlep a lot of mulch, actually. And General Jack Hudson, who was your fire marshal this year, was also a volunteer with us. So it's been really great. You know, all kinds of people are coming and helping. Children, generals, you know, former First Ladies, and people like Debbie and I, the native plant nuts. We're all pitching in to work on this, and that's my daughter over there on the left. She's come, and my son has come as well to help. And so during these times that we've been working on site, whether it was clearing plants, installing plants, coming for weeding sessions, we've come for several weeding sessions, working with the Parks and Rec guys, people are stopping constantly and asking us, hey, what are you guys doing over here? What kind of plants are you putting in? It looks great. And so what kind of plants are you putting in? Why are you putting them in? And so we take a minute and we explain, why we're doing this. And also that we're going to have educational signage soon. That's just another step. But it's been very positive, and I hope it's positive for all of you guys too as the Parks and Rec Board, because I think you're going to hear about it, and I think that's going to be a really good thing. So, this is basically the bottom line of why Wild Ones, why we do what we do, okay? We are trying to create habitat in all kinds of landscapes. And I'm going to read something. So this is from the Wild Ones website. With loss of habitat fueling species decline globally, it is vitally important we start creating habitats within our own parks, towns, neighborhoods, and yards. A report released in November by the National Academy of Sciences, Engineering, and Medicine shows native plant communities are the most promising weapons against climate change. Pollinator action is still in crisis, with mortality rates for many bee species remaining high, due in part to pesticide poisoning and loss of habitat. Without these pollinators, the world's food supply cannot be maintained. The native plant movement is growing. This is me. Native plant movement is growing, and we're proud to be working with the city of Beavercreek to create more habitat. So thank you for having me tonight. We'd love to do more projects with you, and that's what I've got.
Thank you. Does anybody have any questions? How are you funded? Where does the money for the plants? Where do you get that?
Well, the city actually paid for the plants.
Okay.
Wild Ones itself is funded by memberships, and do we get grants as well?
I believe there are grants available, but
I mean, do we get grants as a Wild Ones organization, a nonprofit?
I'm not locally that I'm aware of.
Right. I think we're just funded by membership
Okay.
dues. Mm-hmm.
A great project. Thank
Yeah,
you.
it's been really great.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't tell you about the caterpillars.
Oh.
I just assume because I'm so immersed in it that everybody knows. These are monarch caterpillars, okay? If you're not aware, monarchs are steeply in decline. They've had a 90% decline in population since the 90s. So they really need our help. On the right plant and the bottom left, those two monarchs are on world milkweed, which is planted at Beavercreek Station, right in the center there, and they eat it. It is the only plant, milkweed is the only plant that the monarch caterpillars can eat, so it's vitally important, and it's missing in a lot of our landscapes. This is one of the only ways we're going to be able to save monarchs is if we plant more milkweed. That guy up on the top left, or on the left top, he is probably going to crystallize soon. He's on Ohio Spiderwort, and usually they don't leave their plant unless they're going to go crystallize and turn into a butterfly. So it's very cool that they're already there. Like I said, year one plants. Debbie has seen several. These were just the ones we were able to get pictures of. But if you plant it, they will come. We put in this micro habitat, and they're already enjoying it. So that's a very positive step.
Great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And I think we're ready for our division report. Is that next?
All right, good evening. Starting off our division report tonight, we have a new mission statement. You all are aware that we have been working on the 10-year master plan, and it was adopted by City Council several weeks ago. And so our new mission statement is officially official, and it is to deliver recreational experiences that enhance the quality of life. So it shortened a little bit through the process. It's less of a mouthful now.
So Aaron alluded to the park master plan. We're going to kind of do the whole debrief. We're in August right now, in September. So next month, we'll kind of do a presentation that was presented by Pat Hoagland at City Council. And so we can work that out with the park board. So you'll see all of that also. Hopefully at that time, we'll have an idea of the projects that we have coming up, not only next year, but for the next 5 years. Council has their management strategy this Saturday, where we'll present like, hey, here's kind of what we saw in the master plan, some ideas, and just kind of catch on like some of the priorities that came out through the process with focus groups, surveys, all of that. And then we're certainly in our budget process right now too. So everything just kind of is all coming together. But we'll have, you guys got your binders, and then we'll pass those on to Eric and Christina next month. But we'll be able to, kind of break those down for you. If you guys want to read through them in the next month or so, certainly we can answer some questions at that time too. But just so you know, that is coming. We're not leaving you out. Say, nope, sorry, should have called it City Council.
So is City Council the one that decides your projects for the next 5 years?
They help make those final decisions, yes,
Okay.
because they ultimately decide on our budget and what money we're going to spend. So Mike, myself, and Zach, Mike being Mike Thonero, our director, kind of went through everything and kind of hit on, all right, well, here's the money that we have to spend each year, and then here's the priorities. So when we did our first levy cycle for 15 to now, was taking care of what we have. And so all we did was replacement of playgrounds and just improving what we already have. And really, we have another 5 years, I think, of doing the same thing, of just, there's a lot of things out there that still need to be fixed, improved. So I think you'll see a lot of that. And trail connectivity came up a lot also. So we'll start taking a look at some different trails, whether it's parks to neighborhoods, park to schools, or just, yeah, basically, and within some of our parks, like Overlook Reserve, Cinnamon Ridge, where it's a lot of woods, is just maybe doing some more defined trails. We have some, we've had some Eagle Scouts do projects, but maybe something just a little bit more with better signage and better marked trails. So it's really exciting. It's a nice challenge, like, okay, here's the money we have and here's everything that we need. I went real big, and then I had to narrow it down just by a lot. But we'll get it all. We've got a good 10-year plan in that binder, so it's really exciting. And again, it's something little like, hey, some bike fix it stations here, or just, maybe some better signage to, splash pad or dog park or bullskin run, which is not even developed. And if you can plunk about 1.3 million into that, we can really make it a really cool park with a whole bunch of amenities. So it's a wide gamut of things. So we're still circling. So, but that's kind of the scoop on the master plan. So, and then I think what we'll also end up doing too. So not only have we presented it to City Council, but to Park Board, and then we'll start pumping it out through like Facebook and on our website, and because we want to share. It's the community's plan. They certainly had a lot of input, and so we want to make sure that they also know what's going on with all of that. So we've got a few more projects that we need to finish up this year to complete what we said we were going to do in our 5 years. And then I think Zach will have a few slides on that, and there's still a few more projects after that, and then we'll start fresh again come January. So we're getting pretty close. So then again, I want to thank everybody, all our steering committee members that helped on the park master plan. And then everybody within the community that came out to any of the open house, the focus groups, or did this, online surveys, handout surveys, or the statistically valid surveys. Without that input, we could not have put together this plan. So it's really exciting. Real exciting. Now, unfortunately, I don't think we put in the budget a new computer and setup for city council chambers, which right now I'm feeling that perhaps might be something that we want to have on the agenda for budget time. And I was thinking, it's like how nice it was not to bring my laptop tonight because we didn't have 4th of July. I was like, wow, this feels a lot lighter. All right. So, Erin.
We are back in business. Okay, our August benefit is that parks and public lands are proven to improve water quality, protect groundwater, and prevent flooding. And I thought it might be ideal to show you a photo of Rotary Park and the front soccer field area where we also do all of our 4th of July events, and that's a photo on the 4th of July. As you know, Rotary Park is one of those areas that helps prevent our other neighborhoods from flooding as it floods itself. Okay, some of the summer events at the Senior Center. A new event I wanted to highlight is the Dog Days of Summer. This was a new idea this year. And there was, of course, food, but there was also live music and singing and dancing. We had 122 people come out, as you are all familiar with. 120 is actually our maximum, and we had 2 other people who snuck in there that we just couldn't turn away. So thank you to Daysprings. They sponsored the entire event with food, the entertainment, and the prizes. So it was a lot of fun. If you can see in the photo behind 2 of our members who are dancing there, you can see that there's a dog theme for Dog Days of Summer. We took that very literally. There's a dog kind of mural blanket on the wall. There's dog bones, and actually a lot of the food was served on the tables out of fresh, clean dog food and dog water dishes. So everyone got a kick out of it. They thought it was awesome. Oh. And that's all you'll know tonight. Oh, there we go. Some upcoming programs and events. There's a lunch and learn with a presenter from Social Security, so I think that one will be really popular, coming up on August 16th. Along with Social Security benefits, I know she's going to talk about Social Security scams. So something to mark on your calendar and sign up for in advance. The Labor Day Cookout is featuring a visit from Honest Abe himself. So put that on your calendar. That'll be from 12 to 2. Lunch will be served at noon, and Honest Abe will be presenting at 1. And we're taking a La Comedia trip to see On Golden Pond on August 30th. The bus leaves at 9:45. So sign up ahead of time and make sure you're at the Senior Center promptly before 9:45 that morning. Moving over to the recreation side, we kind of have a wrap-up of our summer season. I wanted to give another big thank you to UES for sponsoring our 4th of July celebration, the parade and the fireworks and celebration out at Rotary Park. We're so thankful for their sponsorship, and that really makes this event possible for the community. I also want to thank Be Hope Church and the Green Optimists for their sponsorship of movie night. We had over 400 attendees at movie night, and you can see there a couple of our participants were enjoying the face painting that we had out there, and then you can also see, if it's not too dark, that photo of the hillside full of kids and families ready to watch Peter Rabbit. So we are thankful to Be Hope Church for their partnership with that event. Okay, going into our summer concert series, I wanted to give you a little feedback on the attendance and the numbers. Also, a big thank you to our sponsors that made that possible this year. We did see a pretty big drop in attendance this summer. If you can remember, in 2018, I can remember because we have evaluations of every Sunday night concert, we had beautiful Sunday evenings in June and July in 2018. In 2019, our Sunday evenings were really dicey. It seemed most Sunday evenings there was some sort of threat of rain or threat of storms. We had one concert that was rained out and rescheduled. Well, of course, when you reschedule, even though you try to get that on everyone's calendars, that ends up being something people miss. And then we had one that was completely canceled and we weren't able to find a date to reschedule it. So we ended up with one less concert this summer, one of them being rescheduled, and then some really kind of iffy weather nights. I think that had a lot to do with the attendance. So you'll see we had just over 1,200 people estimated attending the concert series this year. Still something we'll continue in the future and hope to get those numbers back up. Okay. The Party in Your Park series didn't do as well this summer either. I think it might be time for a revamp, a refresh. We'll be looking at what to do with the Party in Your Park series as we plan for 2020. We still had 142 total people enjoy the Party in Your Parks, and that's 4 different parties. You'll see numbers weren't too bad at Merrick Park and at Hunter's Ridge. Those are 2 of the parks that we've been more engaged with lately about park improvements either that have just happened or that are coming. Shop Park had 40 attendees. However, the majority of these attendees were not actually there for the party in your park. They just happened to be coming out to the park that night and were surprised to find us there. And then CI Beaver Park, we only had 2 people come out. So that was a real disappointment for us. So we'll be looking at what to do with the Party in Your Park series. If you've got any ideas, we're happy to hear them. Looking at our summer day camp programs, in our traditional summer day camp that we've had going for a number of years, we added an additional week this summer. So instead of 8, we did 9 weeks. We moved over to Fairbrook Elementary, and we sold out every single week that we offered with waiting lists this summer. So hugely popular. We had 457 registrations, which was an average of 51 per week, which is funny because our max is 50 per week. So we over-enrolled a few weeks. And in 2018, you'll see that difference in the registrations because we added another week. It was a great summer. We'll continue. We'll hope to continue that partnership with the schools at Fairbrook again as well. With our specialty day camps, we offered 7 weeks up of camp, and we canceled 2 of them due to low enrollment. So we ended up offering or running 5 weeks of camp. We had a total of 73 campers, which was an average of 15 per week, and our max is 20. So pretty good attendance at the specialty camps that we did end up running. We had a great time. We'll be looking at some different options of what to do with specialty camps next year and how to continue offering things that are most needed and wanted by the community. Looking ahead into upcoming events, September is kind of a month that is full of events for us that we are in support of. The Beavercreek Popcorn Festival has a lot of city personnel working in support of it. It's on September 7th and 8th, the weekend after Labor Day, of course, on Dayton Xenia Road. Our perennial trade day, we've got some loyal volunteers who've been putting on a fall and a spring trade day every year for many years now. That'll be at Rotary Park on September 21st. Great opportunity. You bring 10 plants to trade and you go home with 10 new plants. And then the Art Fest is something that we also support with personnel and resources, but is at actually Community Park, which is one of the Township Park District parks that we are maintaining. So that's on September 15th and put on by Decoy Art, and they have an Art Infusion. Thank you, Sharon. There's some of our classes that you're familiar with seeing that are starting up. Okay. I wanted to tell you about a pickleball program that we have going on. It's almost finished, and so it's past time that you can register, but I wanted to let you all know because this was something we got arranged, a new partnership with the Beavercreek Clay Courts Tennis Club later in the season that we weren't able to get in the In Touch, but we were able to send out email blasts and post about it online. So we have a pickleball program going on currently on one evening a week for 6 weeks. So we're excited about that. That's off-site at the Clay Courts Tennis Club. And then we also have a new program called Lafino Park Boot Camp that's going to be starting up in September. So great opportunity to do some outdoor boot camp style workouts. That's in partnership with Ken Hunter and the Dayton Raiders Aquatic Center. He's the fitness professional over there. Our Hummingbird Soccer program is starting up again on Tuesdays in September at Rotary Park. We've had this going for a number of years in fall and spring, so we're excited to offer that again at Rotary Park. And then I know we like to highlight some of our partnership programs with the Greene County Library. This week we have a ukulele jam session scheduled. This was a program we were going to do out at Wardenger Park for the ambiance of the barn and ukulele jam. We've moved it to Dominic Lafino Park since we don't have a barn there anymore. But we're really excited about that, and got a number of people signed up for that. And then we have a gentle yoga in the park, which is open to adults And on September 28th, out at E.J. Nutter Park, that was also relocated from the barn. Both of these programs are free thanks to the partnership of the library. Okay, now I'll let you go, Zach.
All right. Thank you, Aaron. Looks like technology is going to be the talk of the town tonight. Hopefully no more issues. Over the last couple of weeks, some of you may have noticed the gravity rail at Spicer Heights Park was taken out of service. I would like to report that it was installed on Monday, yesterday, and it is back open. I know there are a lot of kids in the neighborhood that are excited to finally get out and get on the gravity rail again. This has been in for about 3 years, and we've noticed that the bearings on the glide that goes around the track tend to wear out every 9 to 12 months. So the manufacturer has been out to take a look at it. We realized that it's something that's going to have to be replaced on a regular basis. So we are holding an extra set of bearings on the shelf so that sometime next summer when the bearings wear out, we can make that repair a lot quicker. And then always keep an extra set of bearings on hand. Coming up over the next couple of weeks, we'll be doing some asphalt maintenance within a few of the parks. We do not have the specific days scheduled yet. As soon as they are announced, we will be posting them on Facebook and sending them out via email. At CI Beaver Hall, it'll be closed for 2 days. They may not be consecutive days, and we'll work that around some of the events that are there. One day they will be doing some asphalt base repairs, cutting out and refilling in some of the bad pothole areas. And on the second day, they will do seal coating and relining of the parking lot. Beavercreek Station, again, will be shut down for 1 full day. We'll make sure we give plenty of notice on that because I know that's a very busy place. Residents or whoever bike users will be able to utilize some of the other bike stations along the route, such as Factory Road, Community Park. There's also the Grange Hall bike access, and there's also Fifth Third Gateway. So there are other places they'll be able to utilize. If they're looking for restrooms, the next closest restroom will probably be at Community Park, where they can utilize restrooms for that one day. Also, Cinnamon Ridge Park and Spicer Heights Park, the connector paths and the walking path will be resealed as well. We have applied for an Arbor Day Foundation grant that helps replace and replant trees within communities affected by natural disasters. Typically, this is seen along the coast from hurricane damage, but the Arbor Day Foundation will be able to assist us if we are successful in getting a grant. We're hoping to get $60,000 over the next 3 years to help replant trees within our parks, as well as provide trees for our residents to plant within the affected area. We're hoping to plant roughly 75 2-inch caliper sized trees within the parks, which those are good sized trees that we're planting. They'll be 10 to 12 foot tall. And then within Overlook Reserve Park, we're hoping to plant roughly 100 smaller container sized trees just to help fight off some of the honeysuckle and invasive species that will try to make a comeback in there over the next few years. And we're hoping that we can distribute 150 7-gallon container sized trees to residents every year for 3 years if we are successful in getting this grant. So we think this can have a nice impact. And just since putting this slide up earlier this morning, I received an email from the Division of Forestry that they want to help do some additional fundraising within our community to provide trees to residents. So a lot of exciting, hopefully very good, positive news coming over the next few months. And then just a quick update of what our staff will be working on over the next few weeks. We have 3 new water fountains that will be installed at Rotary Park, Veterans Memorial, and Beavercreek Station. So our staff will be working on getting those installed, hopefully have those in by the end of the month. Also, the 3 new playgrounds that we built this year are up and open for play. However, there's a little bit of minor grading and seeding that needs to be done, as well as the old playground removal from Seville Park. So we'll be working on that over the next few weeks. And then moving into some of the fall projects, we ordered security lighting for Hunters Ridge Park, and as soon as that is delivered, we will get that installed and start working on some of our fall projects. And finally, I just wanted to provide one quick update about Wardenger Park and the Tobias Zimmer barn. So as everyone pretty much knows, that barn was pretty much destroyed in the tornado. We are working with a contractor, hopefully to begin on Monday, relocating everything that is salvageable from that barn and relocating it to Phillips Park and storing it in their barn over at Phillips Park on Dayton Xenia. So we're working with Greene County Parks and Trails. They're allowing us to use that barn for storage. But our goal is to have everything from Wardenger Park, that barn, moved and stored in there by the end of the month. we can store it there, and then we can make some decisions on what exactly we're going to do to rebuild at that location. And if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
And let's see, old business volunteer opportunities. Do we have any?
I have some questions.
Oh, all right.
I missed one of the meetings, so I'm not sure what's going on here. Can somebody kind of summarize what's going with this
In regards to.
volunteer opportunities?
Oh,
Did I jump
Aaron or Kim.
Did I jump ahead?
They usually tell us like where they need park board members to help out at different
Okay.
activities.
Okay, simple enough.
Try a truck, October 5th,
What's the time? on
10 to
that?
1.
10 to 1. And that is at the fire station?
At our municipal maintenance
Oh,
facility
okay.
on Orchard Lane.
Okay.
Yeah. Just down from the fire station. We'll do the event in coordination with the fire department open house up the road so
Oh,
that
okay.
families can do both. But I personally would like your help down at the Parks and Rec spot.
Okay. So October 5th. Anything else that you can think of? No? That's it? That's not bad. All right, thank you. Any new business? None that I know of. We don't have any other unscheduled visitors. Action items, the only thing I know is our work session today got canceled, and I'm assuming that we will reschedule and have that work session next meeting.
For September.
It may be, it was the partnership groups that we're trying to, which I think Mr. Corbett was taking the lead on.
Yes.
And it sounds like he's got a few scheduling conflicts. So it may be like October, November when we take a look at that,
Okay.
which oddly enough will probably be about the same time we may want to start talking about volunteer.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
okay.
not recognition, what, we changed the name.
Appreciation.
Appreciation, to the volunteer appreciation
Yes.
event.
Okay.
So I think we'll take like a couple months off from a work session, kind of
Okay.
get the ideas and juices flowing, and then come back strong. For the work, we'll still have our park board meeting, but for the work session
Okay.
in November.
All right, thank you. And board time, Sharon?
Other than the movie in the park was, we were down a little bit in numbers, but it still was a great night. It really was a great night. So if you've never been a part of that, you should come out and be a part of that because it is a fun night. It's a good end to the summer.
And you had good weather this time.
We had great weather.
So,
Yes.
good. Dan, do you have anything? Nothing? I only have a few things as far as updates for Owens Place. They're working on a retaining wall and landscaping around the restroom currently. The slides for the big hill have been purchased, and we're waiting on the design, and the hope is that they'll be in by the end of the year. And also kind of moved our baseball fields plan, change things a little bit so we won't need as much money. And the hope is to have 2 diamonds over on the same side as all the playground equipment and everything, kind of between the shade, between the gazebo and the sand volleyball. I think that's the spot that's still part. So the hope is to have 2 diamonds there, and instead of making the special surface for the whole field, it would be more just in the bases and the infield, and so that'll cut the cost down. But the thought is that funding and everything being as it is, the goal is by the fall of 2020. So that's what our hope is anyway, that would happen. And the only other thing they have as a fundraiser coming up is September 29th. There's a 1K, 5K, 10K run.
Walk and run.
Well, the 5K and 10, yeah, you can walk. And then the 1K is kind of a walk, roll, or run, so that if you are in a wheelchair, you can still participate. And to sign up for that, you go to speedyfeet.com. It's speedy-feet.com to sign up for that. believe we're having pizza and fritters at the end.
Yes,
So,
we are.
It should be a good event. So, that's all I have too. So, anything else? Nothing else? All right, a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion to adjourn.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Meeting is adjourned.